Hello everybody. I'm recording this video to discuss our some of the last few topics I want to include in our prelim exams for purposive communication. Um, so without further, I hope that each of you will take time to watch the entire length of this video. Yun, because it will come out of the exam, most if not all. Okay, so um, I am on page 17 of 98 sa ating Red Purposive Communication Module from Batangas State University. It discusses how past experience and prejudice affect communication. So, when you say past experiences is easy to understand. Whatever it is that you have experienced in the past has affected how you communicate today, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So, for example, nag-react negatively imo parents when you told them about your interest. So, ang effects na sa imo subong is to hindi ka na mag-open up sa ila next time about the same topic. Halimbawa, gusto mo mag-join Marjoret. Pag open up mo kay mama mo, hindi sila gusto kay damo balayran, damo utang, wala ka kasara so the tendency is it discouraged you from trying to open the same interest or concern to them um, sa ila in the very near future, 'di ba? So, kumbaga, that's your past experience. Kag damo pa mga examples like gin nahuyan ka sa tunga kay pag sang elementary ka, pag answer mo sa tunga gikadlawan ka kay nahuwang pronunciation ka. So, ang tendency is you stopped sharing or answering questions in front of the public kay nakulbaan ka nga base ma wrong pronunciation ka naman kag makadlawan ka na naman. So amo na bala nga mga experiences, it intentionally or unintentionally affected the way you communicate. So you have to be aware of that. Next naman is prejudice. When you say prejudice, these are your past experiences that you make assumptions with and make certain assumptions that the same experience will happen to the same people given the same context. Um, Prejudices may be attributed to culture or personal preference. Not all prejudice have a negative characteristic, as a person might consider all members of a group to be smart even without meeting them individually. It must be noted, however, that effective communicators should avoid prejudice because it influences the communication process even before it begins. So, tanan ta may prejudice man kita. It's our tendency to generalize all people because of one experience. So, halimbawa, para sa aton, tanan nga mga turko, baho, kay ang experience naton sa Pilipinas, nabahuan ta sa ila. So, mga turko, mga baho na sila. But actually, that's not real. Malay mo, ang iban ng mga turko sa iban nga country or sa ila dito, hindi sila amo nakabaho. Diba? They're just having a strong smell dere sa Philippines kay kainit sa aton. Or makabal ka nga tanan nga mga badyaw, mga gapang limos, which is not true because hindi tanan nga mga badyaw gapang limos. It's just a very small percentage. Ang mga badyaw ya nga tutuod ara sila ya sa dagat, 'di ba? Somewhere sa southern Philippines, and they are the water people. They live in the ocean. They dive fishes and pearls for a living. Ang mga nakita tana di ko nga badyaw, mga tamaran lang na sila nga version sa mga badyaw kay mas gusto nila mangayo kayo kaysa mga buhi isang honest and hard work hard. Pero yun, if you say mga badyaw, mga kayo na sila tanan, so you are that's prejudice. That's generalizing. Actually, may TikTok trend na subong, no? Nga masaot ka into, matransform ka into a badyaw, tapos kalabanan, kung na-notice ninyo kalabanan nga transformation is they're asking for money, they're asking for food, which is prejudice. Because, again, hindi tanan nga tao ano na. Ano pa, prejudice man sa kita tanan mi ara kita prejudice whether aware kita or hindi. Halimbawa, mahambal ka nga ay pamilya gina sila sa mga kiatan. Kay tanan-tanan niya nga mga utod temprano nagbululusong. So that's a dangerous prejudice, 'di ba? Because it can hurt people. Or we say nang tanan ginabala sila ano no, mga alam, it's positive but it's still prejudice because it's not entirely true, no. Tanan na sila nga pamilya alam, hindi man na siya tuod, there's no such thing as that, because or every family member has different characteristics, di ba la? So ang point is, as teachers to be, we have to be very careful sa mga prejudice naton. Dapat i-correct ta siya, i-unlearn ta siya, para magiging fair kag patas kita sa mga students ta sa ulihi. Para we will grade them according to their true and honest abilities. Hindi kay, ay graduhan ko ni sa kay damo sila kwarta. Amo na bala, that's prejudice. Or ay graduhan ko ni sa kay hambal sa akong mga co-teacher taas ni sa namin isang estudyante, so biskan hindi mo na paglantawon iya mga test paper taas man Japon mo ihatag ng grado sa iya. So that's prejudice. So that's something that we need to avoid really kung mag-teacher na kita sa ulihi. Okay? Prejudice happen when people isolate an experience with one type of person or group, then behave as if all encounters with the people of the same type will lead to the same experience. This eliminates a people's personal identity and individuality. So tanan no, it eliminates a person's identity. There can be prejudice as regards to age, gender orientation, religious belief, race, socioeconomic status, and physical condition. Take note ha, even your religious belief can can promote prejudice, especially mga negative prejudice. Gisaganing mga palasimba pa ni nga mga tigulang, ang mga judgmental, di ba la? So we have to be aware of our prejudice, no, because it's not correct to generalize people. Everybody is unique and individual. So dapat kabalo kita magrespeto sa mga amo na nilang apart. Next is we have the belly button psyche. Belly button psyche is simply a psychological body language identified by Dr. Albert Mehrabian. Simple lang man ang konsepto sang belly button psyche, no? Hambali Dr. Mehrabian, mabalaan mo kuno kung gapamati gid sa imo, kag interested gid sa imo magistorya ang isa ka tawo, kung gina tilt, kung gina shift iya lawas nga gaatubang gid sa imo, such that ang iya nga pusod gaatubang gid sa imo. That's the belly button psyche as discovered by Albert Mehrabian. Ginaobra ni kuno sa mga tao whether they are aware or not. So naano lang siya, na notice lang siya ni Dr. Albert Mehrabian. So gin-publish siya na study. But yun, the belly button psyche is you express interest towards a person during a conversation by tilting your body towards the person in such a way nga ang pusod mo atubang sa iya. Okay? Because that action shows interest. So, may diagram na din, no? This guy and this black woman, hindi sila nag-atubang ilang mga belly button. But this woman and this woman, gatubang. That this guy and then the other woman, gatubang agad nila belly button. That's the belly button psyche. Okay? The point is, we respect socio-cultural belief because globalized na kita, kamo na lang diri basa, but that's, in summary, that's the point. We learn to respect people with their socio-cultural aspect and their um, individuality, di sila pag-generalize. And lastly, we have this communication style matrix, no? Um, Communication style matrix is when you say assertive, mahilig ka mag-lead, mahilig ka maghatag instruction, you communicate what you want and you want people to follow what you want. That's high assertiveness. Dahil naman sa low assertiveness, okay lang kung ikaw ang naga-follow sa instruction, pero wala ka gahatag. Okay lang sa imo mangin sunod-sunuran, kay tamaran ka mag-lead or tamaran ka mag-manage. That's low assertiveness. Sa expressiveness naman, 'di ba? Low expressiveness means you don't really say or verbalize how you feel. You're just being quiet for some reason, amo na imo personality. And then high expressiveness is you really verbalizing how you feel. You really communicating. In short to ka, ano sa imo, wakalan. Diba? So, high assertiveness, pwede mo na siya ma-combine, no? Like, kung high assertive ka, at the same time, low expressive, but sa lingon, leader ka, namiang ka magsugo, pero hindi ka pala hambal. You are a direct communicator. Okay? Another naman is kung high assertive ka, namian ka mag-lead, namian ka magsugo, pero wakalan ka, you are spirited. Another is wakalan ka, pero low assertive. Tamaran ka mag-lead, tamaran mo ka magsugo, gusto mo ginapati ka lang. You are high expressive and then low assertive na siya. Considerate ka. And kung low ka sa tanan, expressive and assertive, you are systematic. Okay? There's no right or wrong communication style. Tanan sila insakto. Pero, you have to identify kung diin ka nag-fall. Para, yun, you can use it to your own advantage. Okay? That's the communication styles matrix developed by Dr. Eileen Mosso. Okay? So, spirited is high expressiveness and high assertive. Considerate is high expressive plus low assertive. Direct is low expressive plus high assertive. And systematic is low expressive and low assertive. Okay? So, kung na-identify mo kung diin ka na da, this is how you improve. This is how you improve. Basahon tani sa ha para ma-apply nyo sa yourself. Okay? Ayan. Then lastly, we have varieties of English language. When you say pidgin, it's a new language that develops into situations where speakers of different languages need to communicate but do not share a common language. Next, we also have Creole, where it's a form of a pidgin but it became the first language of children. And then we have regional dialect, which is the dialect of the region. Halimbawa, na Cebuano, Waray, Ilocano, Hiligaynon. Minority dialect is a dialect of the minority tribe sa ilang region. Like sa aton, majority naton nga dialect is Hiligaynon or Bisaya, diba? Pero anong language naton nga minority? Wala ko kabalo, pero 'di ba may tribo kita sa may ati tribe kita sa may barangay Puy. So kung ano magid ang tawag sa ilang language ina, that's their minority dialect. And then we have the indigenized varieties. Okay, these are spoken mainly as second languages in former colonies with multilingual population such as Singaporean English, British English, and American English. Okay? Now, I want to discuss our your activity for this um, for this ano for this for this subject. So activity is dito gana activity 1 to 3. You will perform this after the prelim. So hindi ka manay mag-worry sini samtang wala pa natapos ang prelim exam. Okay? No. Activity 1 to 3. Di ko na nabutang. Wait lang ha. Ayan. So, your activity 1 to 3 goes like this. I-send ko man yung document sa don't worry. You will find your pair. Dapat may pares ka mo. Okay? That's one. Find your pair. Okay? And then, kamo na decision kung sino nyo gusto nga pares. Basta may pares ka mo. Okay? As you do this activity, dapat may pares ka mo. Tapos, we will do 3 activities. Okay? All these are oral based. Okay? So, with your pair, una, sa activity 1, introduce your pair to the class by answering the following questions. What is your pair's struggle with communication that he or she is not aware of? What is your pair's communication strength and why? What is your pair's past communication-related experience that affected him or her even until now? So, kumbaga, dapat kilala mo yung pares. And you answer these questions in behalf of your pair in front of the class after our prelim exam. Okay? Activity 2, what is your partner's communication style? Based dito sa kin-discuss naton. Provide 3 anecdotes to support your claim. And activity 3 is group presentation. Okay? Group presentation, group presentation is by pair Japon. Ang country nga i-assign nimo, nga assign sa imo, ang motong country nga ginhatag ko nagligad. So, for example, pretend ka nga ara ka hotel front desk. Or maybe you are a teacher. So, halimbawa, teacher ka tapos may ginbaton ka sa classroom mo nga guest. So, halimbawa, kung ang na-assign sa imo is Africa, ang partner mo ang ma-acting nga guest, tapos ikaw ang mabaton sa iya. How do you greet the person nga African? Okay? So, biskan 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Make sure may mga greetings ka lang using the language dayon nga naka-assign sa imo. Using may greetings ka lang from the country nga naka-assign sa imo. Halimbawa, ang imo pair is Philippines. Ikaw Philippines ang naka-assign sa imo. So, kuno ang pair mo ang ma-acting nga Filipino siya. 'Di ba? So, you say, mabuhay. Kay ikaw man ang mag-greet. So, kung anong naka-assign sa iya nga country. Okay. Kung anong naka-assign sa iya nga country, amo na imo i-greet sa iya. So, for example, imo pair Philippines ang naka-assign sa iya. So, ikaw mag-greet using the target language like, mabuhay. Yun, basta, di ba? Each of you has a country that you are assigned. So how do you greet them? Using the greeting unique sa ilang country. So, halimbawa, sa Philippines, Philippines ka mo, ikaw, ang imo pares or ikaw. Okay, dapat di ikaw ang mahambal. So, siguro, ang imo greeting will be based on the country nga assigned sa imo partner. So, kung Philippines imo partner, ikaw mag-greet using the country nga naka-assign sa iyo. Amo na lang na, doon interchange ka mo. Kaya ang graduhan ko dabi is, how do you greet according to the country assigned to you. Doon mo na siya ang dira. Okay, activity 1, activity 2, activity 3. So, if you have questions, just let me know. I'll answer them. And hindi nyo ni anay pagproblemahon kung wala pa natapos ang prelim. Because this will happen after the prelim exams. Okay? Sige. Hopefully, I discussed clearly, but if you have questions, just let me know. Okay? And that's it. Thank you, everybody.